What's good? What's good? YouTube, it's your boy Jerron Fit, man, here with another full body training video for you for this Sunday. Hope you guys are in good spirits. I'm going to drop some comments here because don't forget, I'm in the Flexifit gym and sometimes we get that music bumping and sometimes the YouTube doesn't like that copyright, but I digress. Follow your boy on Instagram at Jerron Fit. Hope you like this video. Don't forget to hit that like button, share, and subscribe. All right, let's get to it.
Alright guys, so I'd like to start off with my full body journey. I started with a pound movement. I like to do rack pulls because I feel like that wakes everything up. Hamstrings, glutes, neck, everything else. And then I'm going to go into my chin-ups and my calisthenics. But the same principles apply. Progressive overload. I'm going to keep going up in weights. I'm going to try to get at least 10 reps until I can. And I'm done. Might do a drop set and stuff like that. And that's just me. So, one thing I will tell you though, I will use the belt for this, but not off the rip. I only will add the belt when I will feel like I have to exert myself in any way. If that makes sense. So, what I'm thinking on this rep, around 8 I'll feel good, 9 and 10 I'll feel a little bit. So then I'm going to throw my belt on. That's just the same. Young, do what you want to do. That's just me. And another reason, 2 things. Hopefully y'all can hear me. I'm gonna try to scream, or I might have to do a voiceover because of the music. We're doing open gym today, so it's crump. But what I want you to notice, why I use wrist wraps on this particular exercise, for sure, for 2 reasons. If you pay attention to my triceps when I do this, my triceps are engaged. That's not a good thing. I don't like that. I shouldn't feel that. So remember what I told you guys before? Sometimes with certain movements, you have unnatural muscle recruitment patterns, and that's a good example. So if you pay attention, like my triceps are flexing when I'm doing this, and I don't like it. So that's why I don't go extremely heavy on these, and that's why I use the wrist wraps to try to minimize that as much as possible, because it just seems like when I grip it, my triceps is just engaged, man, so I can't help it. So that's another thing. So you can see that visual cue. All right, so work my way. Let's see through that belt. So remember what I said. I toss it on when I exert myself in any way. When it comes to my back, that's just my back, man. Always err on the side of caution, man. That's me though. Do what you want to do. So let me tell you, man, this is one of my favorite, well, I love pretty much all type of back movements, but I really like this type of row. All right, as you guys can see, I get a really good stretch on this movement, and because I'm in a, I guess you can say I'm in a fixed position
there's no way for my body to use momentum with a traditional row, if that makes sense, because I'm in a fixed position. So like if I was to swing the weight or to use my momentum, my chest would come up and all kinds of other things will happen to let me know I'm not doing this properly. But like I said, I'll hit you with some different angles here. I really like this movement. If you don't necessarily have this particular setup specifically, you can try to simulate it the best way you can, maybe trying to find an incline bench or something like that to stabilize yourself on. But like I said, you can use your imagination if you can figure it out. But if not, it's all good. All right, here is a lat pull down, plate loaded. This machine, like you can look around in this gym and see there's a lot of old school, a lot of different equipment specifically for bodybuilding purposes. So with this is more so, it's just a different lat pull down. It just hits differently. The way the setup is, I really can't explain it, man, but I'll let you look at the muscle contractions and let them tell you what the story is. But this is just, it just hits different. Back is, there's so many little things and major things going on with the back. You can never really hit it from enough angles if you really want to fully develop it. I will say, when a lot of people, when they talk the angle stuff, it's a lot of it smoke and mirrors. But I will say with the back, that is one of the things you definitely want to hit from all types of angles, because back is a difficult muscle to train in itself because there's so much going on back there, all right? But the same principles apply. Nice stretch, good squeeze. And nice little tip here. When you get fatigued, when you're doing your unilateral movements, switch to one arm like I just did here, so you can kind of continue the set and keep it going, all right? Same there, go over to the left side and keep it going. Now, remember, if you do what I just did, make sure that next time you do the set like this, you start with the left arm. You see how I did the right arm first for the drop set? So next time I would do it with the left so you don't have a imbalance, all right? So if you always do it with one arm all the time, that arm will become stronger and get the work. So I'm just go ahead right on into the commentary. I'm gonna do this. This is my chest, real short and sweet. Something to remember, all right? I think my chest is very well developed, so there's not much more I'm going to develop. So that's why I'm not really annihilating my chest. I'm touching it up and moving on. There's other things I'm concerned about, hamstring, glutes, and back, to be specific. So that's where my energy is going to go. So I'm not really worried about, I'm not doing 50 reps of chest and all that, etc., because I feel like my chest is already developed. So to spend energy or time in that department will be a waste. Not necessarily a waste, but it'd be just counterproductive to where that energy could be spent elsewhere. So everybody's like that. You're gonna have some body parts that develop faster or just develop easier for whatever reason. I will always recommend putting your energy and your effort into your weak areas that need the most improvement. Try to maintain what you have until those weak areas are brought up. And so you can bring that balance to your physique, and you can always be progressive in your training. All right, y'all. So another one of the machines I like, if you look off to the right, I guess you would call that the angle leg press that the young lady is doing off to the right, because it's not necessarily vertical. So I would call that, I guess, the angle leg press. They do have a vertical leg press, but that's not it. The one I'm doing, I guess you could call that the horizontal leg press. I really, really like this. I really feel it on the way back. I really feel it on my hamstrings and my glutes. And I really like it because there's no pressure or no stress on the knees. I don't have bad knees, even though I've been lifting for a while. Knock on wood, my knees and my back are still good. And I believe it's because I train longevity in my life. If you're a younger lifter or an older lifter, I hope you hear this message. Try to train with longevity in mind. Train intense, train hard, but try to think about, hey man, am I going to be able to do this when I'm 50 or 60 years old? The answer to that is no, you might want to rethink it, because we want to be able to lift and train as we age and get older, because that's how we stay fit. It's not really beneficial if you can't lift anymore in your 40s and 50s because of the damage you've done to your body. It doesn't really make any sense. Alright. So the same principles apply, adding weight. I prefer volume for the legs. I just feel like my legs respond better to that style of training. I used to squat extremely heavy, and I just wasn't getting the development I wanted or in my legs, or my body for that matter. And once I started incorporating volume and bodybuilding principles, making every rep count as far as a squeeze, the contraction, controlling the negative as best you can. We're all not perfect, but the best you can, right? So just keep that in mind. So one thing I like to, a tip for the total body training or full body training, is I will start with the upper body and then work my way down to the legs. I just feel like my leg workouts are not compromised by doing this fashion. Now, when I've done it the opposite way, legs first, then upper body, then I have felt like my workouts were compromised. So I recommend you do your upper body first, then work your way into the legs. Alright, so keep that in mind. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so this time I did my calisthenics toward the end of my workout for the most part. I did some in the beginning, but I'm going to do the bulk in the end. And that just, for me, just changes the difficulty. It just changes the parameters mentally, physically, spiritually. And so that's why I do it. Sometimes I do it in the beginning. Sometimes I do it in the end. I have no scientific rhyme or reason other than just to change the difficulty and just to challenge myself. Now, me doing it at the end, I am cognizant of the fact that I won't be able to do as many calisthenics or push-ups or whatever as I would if I was fresh. So I'm very aware of that fact, but still I'm going to do them. All right, now if you're a beginner and you would struggle with doing something like that, I will highly recommend you do them in the beginning to get them out the way when you're at your strongest and you're at your best. And again, right here, I'm just showing you guys, I truly believe in calisthenics and full body training. I just feel like it gives you that quality, aesthetic physique, man, that just weightlifting on its own will not give you. If you like that year-round, nice, tight looking physique, athletic always physique, man, I think you guys should give full body training a try. I don't starve myself. I don't believe in extreme dieting. I don't believe in extreme weight gain. I believe you should try to maintain a lean physique year-round and try to build muscle upon that frame. That is just my opinion. Take it for what it's worth. But here's another one of my supersets. I love this. Leg extensions. And I would drop down into some push-ups. I didn't find this workout in any rule book. I made it up to challenge myself. There is no real rule book to training, ladies and gentlemen. There is no code, no right or wrong per se. Each workout or every person, you can work out for the individual. And that's what I recommend. It's your health, your body, your mental mindset. If something's not bringing you peace, don't do it. What I do brings me peace. Working out the way I do brings me peace. I enjoy the results I receive, and I am content with the results I got. That's one of the reasons why I stay natural. For one, just for my health, and I'm just, like I said, I enjoy the gains I've received. So hopefully you guys will find some insight in these videos. And I hope we're bringing value to the natural community or just the fitness community in general. And doesn't mean just because if you're not natural, whatever, you can't find some gems in this. It's not what that's about. So I hope you guys like the content. Like, share, and subscribe. And we have to flex for the camera because we got to show the gains. We got to pay these bills, baby. You want to grab a program, support your boy. Illuminati.com. I also provide coaching for people. As you can see, my coaching is not, and my training style made, I think it's pretty unique. I look at each person as individual and let's see what problems we can fix, what we can make better, and what we can improve on. So, like I said, I love the blend of calisthenics with the weight training. I mean, I just feel like it brings a nice, beautiful quality to the physique, and it's something that promotes longevity. This style of training, I hope I can continue till I'm an old man.